Hey, what's up guys, welcome to another tutorial of PHP and MySQL series, and in today's video I'm going to teach you that how we can perform edit operation using AJAX. So first of all, I will open the Visual Studio Code, and we know that this is the previous code on which we was working. Now I will open my browser, and here I have to search for localhost AJAX. So you can see that we were created this in the previous video, and now data is loading successfully. So today we have to perform edit operation. So suppose if you want to edit this name, we want to allow our user so he can edit his data using AJAX. So first of all, we know that this is the index.php, and this display data.php is not required, and this is the fetch.php that we created, and actually this is the file that is sending data to our AJAX. What we have to do, I will copy and paste this here. From here I will currently just remove this one, and we have to add font awesome icon at this position. So first of all, before this, let me directly type here edit, and here I will open the index.php. After password, I will create another table heading and type here edit. Next I have to type here like on click. On click I will type this lowercase. On will be in lowercase and click will be in lowercase, equal to double quotes, and I'm going to write here a JavaScript function name like edit. I have to type here single quotes because in the starting and ending point of my string there are double quotes. That's why I have to type here single quotes. Here I will type like edit record. That's it. And here I'm going to declare another custom attribute like data ID. You can give any name whatever you want, and in this place what we have to do, we have to concatenate, and here I will type ID, close this bracket. Yeah, I think this will work. Let me refresh my browser and load the data. Okay, there is an error here. I think we need to type double quotes because we have to properly concatenate our data to work this properly. So now I will right click on this and click on inspect. You can see that in our first record we have data ID is 1, but if I select this option from here and click on this, you can see that in the second record the data ID is 2. Basically this will help us to identify that which record user want to edit. So what I will do now, here you can see that I'm going to call edit record function when this button will be clicked. So one thing I need to change here, I will type here function opening and closing here, copy this function name from here, open the index.php, and here in the last I can create this function. That's it. Inside this I will type here console.log function is called semicolon. One thing more, here I will type this mean the selected td will be passed as a parameter inside our function. Here in the index.php we can define here like lim, and here I'm going to console lim. I will press here semicolon. Now let me refresh my page, load the data, and you can see that edit record this, and inside my console when I will click on this button, you can see that our first td element is accessible to us. Basically the purpose is to get this id, and our function that we have declared in JavaScript is called. Next what I'm going to do, I will create a new input inside this, and I'm going to give id like edit user id, or let me remove this edit, only user id will be enough. This would be our id, and the type of this input field will be hidden. I will save this, open my browser, refresh, and you can see that we have input here which type is hidden. I can remove this hidden from here, so you can see the current input. Okay, currently what I will do, I will temporarily remove this hidden attribute from this input. So you can see this. Now here I will open the chat GPT, or not chat GPT. Here I can directly search on Google that how to get custom attribute value in JavaScript, or let me search in jQuery. I will type here jQuery, and from this here I can find. So this is how we can get the custom attribute value using jQuery. Let me copy this complete line and open my editor, and here I'm going to paste that. Like from this I'm going to remove this. Here I have to pass the element, I means, and here attribute, and our custom attribute name is data ID. I'm going to pass write that not here. We have to make changes inside this. Here we have to type our custom attribute name, which is data hyphen id, and make sure to copy this element at this position like this. And now what I will do here, I will search for another code, or let me copy the id of user id, and here I'm going to type like select selector with id user id, and give a value. Here I will type for like record underscore id, or you can type here this in camel case. I will copy this from here and paste at this position like this, and from here I will refresh this. Let me click on load data, and you can see that when I'm clicking on any edit button, the id of our this input is changing. So later this will help us to identify that which record user want to edit. Here we have to do one more thing, that in the index.php I can declare here another button like edit, and here instead of get data I can give id to this like edit data. And what we have to do, whenever user will click on the edit button, we will hide this button and display this button in the place of this submit. Here we can do one more thing, like we can give a bootstrap class like d none, or let me search this, that bootstrap class to display none. Obviously this was the class d none that will be used to hide this one, but when our this function will be called, what I have to do, I have to get this element using id, and here I will search for like display block using jQuery. Basically maybe you will think that why I'm searching and again in Google. When you will work on various projects, no developer know everything. You should clear your basic concepts, and when you will work on your projects, Google, ChatGPT and this type of similar tools will help you to do your project. And here we can use the CSS property. Yes, CSS and display comma property would be block. And here we have to do one more thing. I will get the id of my get data, and again I will copy and paste this code here. I will cut this id from here and paste at this position, and we have to hide this button. And let me give another class to this button edit, like we can give warning. Yes, let me refresh. You can see that here we have two buttons. Yes, this is working, but we have to, first of all, here we have to type not block but inline block. By adding this property, this load data button will not move to next, because block will occupy the whole space for this element. Okay, I think d none class is not working. We can add custom style here, or we can type here style is equal to display none, because by default we want to this button hidden. Whenever user will click on the edit button, you can see that this edit record will be displayed to our user. Okay, now next what we have to do, now the next part is, you can see that basically this is our row, this is our complete tr. Suppose if user click on record who have id 8, we have to get the same row name and password, and we have to insert this data inside our these input fields. So we will get help for ChatGPT, and you will also learn that how to give prompt to ChatGPT as a programmer. From here, let me click on this edit. I will copy this complete HTML code here and I will ask ChatGPT, like suppose, let me zoom this. I have this HTML code. So here I have pasted that code. I want when user will click on the button edit, a function will be called. Which function that we have mentioned here? I will copy this again. Which function will be called edit record, and in this function I have to write JavaScript code to get data from above TD elements, e.g. Numan and 1 2 3 4 5 in above TD. I want to get this data using jQuery and insert it into input fields that are already created in my HTML code. So basically here I have write a prompt. The simple key to give quality prompts to ChatGPT or another AI tool is write more context. As much context you will give to your AI tool, the more better results you will get. If you type just simple lines, that AI tool will require to assuming things about you. The more that AI tool will require to assume things, the more worse results you will get. I cannot call this worst results, but still, to attain good results, you should write detailed prompts according to your problem. I hope this will give us best results. And these are the two input fields that I have told my ChatGPT in our prompt. Let me send this query to ChatGPT. Now you can see that this is creating a code for us. Here you can see that when this edit record will be called, we have called parameter elim. ChatGPT called it like button. Let me copy this, and here you can see that it is getting data and it is inserting that data inside our input fields. Let me copy this data and I have open my function here. I will type here like get data from TRs or from TDs and insert in to input fields. Here I will paste that code. We need to copy this element and place at this position. Basically this is jQuery code which is getting the closest TR element to our this row. So suppose if you press on this edit record button, the closest TR is this one. So this row will be automatically selected, and here you can see that a row dot find TD, and basically this is a query to find the data inside the TD element. And here we have to give the IDs of our input. The first input ID is FG email. I will paste this here, and the second ID is FG password. So let me refresh this. I will load data from the server. Let me click on this button. Okay, there was no password, that's why nothing is inserted here. Let me call this one. So you can see that whenever I am clicking on a button, the same name and password is inserting to our this input field. Let me open my HTML code, and from here I will change the type to like text so you can see the password. From here I will click on load data button again, and when I will click on edit, you can see that dummy name 11111, and if I click on this John, you can see that the same password and name is inserted to these input fields. Now suppose user want to edit like this data, user want to edit this password. What will happen whenever he will click on this? His ID, his current name and password will be inserted to our these input fields that we have created above. And when user will click on this button, we have to call a function next. So similarly, what we can do, I was wondering that why I have named this get data. We should name this insert data, but leave this one. Currently I will copy the ID of this edit data element and From here I will copy this code from here and let me paste this code again. I have added some space here. I'm going to paste that code. From here I will copy this edit data ID and paste that ID at this position. So again what will be happen, it will get the current data, and here we have to copy and paste one more field. Click here. From here I will copy the user ID and paste at this position as well. We have also sent it to our server like user ID, and here what we can do, we can type here like action is equal to update data. In the next moments you will get to know that where we are going to use this action, and type would be post, or we can change the file here like update data.php. And similarly what I will do in our fetch.php, I'm going to copy this code and remove this, and here I'm going to create another file like update.php. Here I will paste that code. Later I will modify this. We should type the URL like update.php. From here I will copy and type here like if is set $_post action and $_post action is equal to, here I will type double quotes, and here I will paste this like this. Okay, if action is set and action value is update data, it means that user want to update his data. From here I'm going to remove this, and inside this what we have to do, first of all we have to get the user's data like user ID. Here I will create a PHP variable name with the same name like post. I will copy and paste this 3 more times. From here I will copy my email, paste here, also paste here, and similarly copy the password and paste them in these positions. So what will be happen, the data that will be inserted from our index this is .php file, I mean from server, from browser, we are just retrieving that data inside these PHP variable names. Maybe you can create different variable names at this position, but make sure if you have typed here user ID, that should match this key that you are passing through data object. So now we have to write here code to update data. What I'm going to do here, I will type for localhost php myadmin. From here I will click on our database name, which was FindGap. I will click on the table. From here I have to click on SQL, click on update. This is the update query that we will use. Here I will type here a query variable and paste that query completely here. So the field, the extra field that we created here, which will be hidden, will be used at this position, because in MySQL whenever you want to update a record, you will need an ID. I means which record you want to update. If you will not give this ID, this query will maybe update the whole records. Maybe if you have 100 students and you have not give ID attribute at these positions, so all student name will be converted to this, the data that you will be inserted here, and similarly password. So the first parameter is ID. We don't need this because we don't want to update the ID. The second variable name is not variable but key name, our column name. We can call this like column name, and here I will type like my email, and similarly from here we are not going to update the email, phone number. I will remove this one from here, and we just have to update password. So I will copy this from here and paste at this position where this is our column name ID. So I will type here ID is equal to user ID, and similarly I will run MySQL query. Here we have to pass our connection variable, and the second parameter would be our query. This is a connection variable that exists inside our database PHP file. Now I will type if run then else. You have to do this. From here I can copy this from here like this and paste this at this position instead of typing by myself. status would be true if query will be executed successfully, otherwise status would be false. And in our index.php we have already write code to handle success. Like if status would be true, here we will display data updated successfully. There is that, otherwise we will display a message like there is an error to update data, or data is not updated. That's it. So it's time to test our functionality, but before testing we will hide this input fields. From here I will type here like hidden, because we don't need this, and let me close them. So suppose first of all I will get data from the server, and suppose I want to update this name. I will click on this edit. You can see that, suppose if I want to type here 1 2 3 4 5 ABC, and if I will click on edit record, I think there would be an error. We have to figure it out. I will check inside my network and I will click on our request. Okay, here is undefined array key password on line number 10 in update.php. So in update.php in line number 10, this was password. Let me open index.php, and here my key name was my password. So I will copy and replace this here, and this variable is not related to this, so we can remain this as it is. So let me refresh this again, and first of all I will load the data. Suppose we want to edit this one, and here I will type a password like 1 2 ABC, and when I will click on edit, so you can see that success is equal to true. But why that notification is not appeared? We need to check that either status bar exists or not. So we have to create here an element with status bar. Like we can create here h1, and I'm going to give id like status bar. Let me again refresh this. From here I will click on browse, so you can check also in the database that password is changed or not. You can see that the password is changed. Again we will again test this. First of all I will click on load data, and when I will click on this edit button, you can see that the same password that we were changed earlier is appearing here. And suppose now if I want to change this to 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and now I will click on this edit, you can see that data updated successfully notification here. And in our database, let me again click on this icon, so you can see that the same password is edited in this position. Like here I will type like Numan Ghaffar. Again I will click on the edit. You can see the update is successfully, and here I will click on this. You can see that the name is also updated successfully. One last thing is, suppose we want to display here a pencil icon. What you can do, open the Google and search here font awesome CDN. Click on this first link, copy link tag, open your Visual Studio Code, and you can paste that link inside your head section. Now we can use font awesome icons. So again here I will search for like font awesome icons, because before using these icons we need to insert a CDN to our website. So these are the website for font awesome icons. Here I will search for edit icon. Here we have a pencil icon. I will click on this. From here I will copy this I element, and inside our fetch.php where we were returning data to our file, instead of edit I will copy and paste that I link here. I means I tag here, and here we have to use single quotes because we are using double quotes and in the beginning and in the end of our this echo statement. Let me refresh this, load data, so you can see that I icon is appearing here. We can do one more thing. We can copy this class like fa pencil, open index.php, and here I will type here style dot fa pencil, color would be a red blue, and one more property is like pointer, oh sorry, not pointer but cursor pointer, cursor. That's it. Now again let me refresh the page, and you can see that our cursor and this edit icon, and similarly our edit functionality is working fine. So in this whole process, like in the process of inserting data or editing data, you can see that our page is not loading. I hope you will enjoy this video, and this video was a little bit lengthy. And if you have any question, you can ask us in the comments, and you can ask us in the comment section. One thing I want to tell you that this project was come to me in an interview. Here in my city, there was a PHP developer job who was hiring on a good salary, a PHP developer, but I did not join them. They were hiring me, but they give me a project to do this CRUD operation using jQuery or AJAX. So I did that. So you can now realize that how important this jQuery is, that a software house was testing a developer skill using this project. So if you have any question, you can ask us in the comment section. We will try to answer your question. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel for our regular videos. And finally, thanks for watching.